almost none of them. I bet none of them, went to universities and went $100,000 in debt, so they can learn how to go get a job working for white people. Like they didn't do that. No, they learned it culturally. They had their mother or their father saying, "This is how you sell product. This is how you greet customer. This is how serve, right? That type of thing." Go ahead, Michael, please.
Well, they do community groups as well. They actually they do community groups, and they sit down and they show them how to sell to us. They show them
Mm.
what to say to us. Like we talk about being on code, they are on code. Right? They are on code when it comes to adopting new technology to get their sales done. They share that information amongst each other so that everybody's doing the same thing. So if you think about, for example, all of the hair manufacturers out there, the hair manufacturers are not sitting out there necessarily competing with each other. They're like, hey, there's enough money in this game for all of us. We're all going to be on code. We're all going to do the same things. We're all going to say the same things. We're all going to sell the same way. This is what we know works. This is what the data says. So everybody across the board needs to do this. And I think it was like, I can't remember what year it was, but it came out that China, it was like China had more millionaires, had more new millionaires than anybody as a result of their practices, right? And them like coming together as a community and a group and launching, these new factories and just kind of like staying on point. So it's definitely something we need to pay attention to. They're not necessarily just learning it from their family. It's the business next door.
Mm. Yeah, that's you know what that makes me think about. I yes, I probably shared this story at some point, but I gotta tell it again. When I went to China with Alicia in 2019, actually it was the same trip. Um, we were on this tour, and it wasn't a cheap tour. I wanted to be comfortable, and I wanted my wife to be comfortable. And so they took us to all these different cities, and in every city, they always had us go through all these different shops. Like you get there and it's like you're being bombarded with people trying to sell you products. And I'm observing this and I said, okay, I get it now. These people, they're like, okay, I got fresh fish, these Americans, and they're bringing these Americans through all their friends and business partners' businesses, and they're probably doing some revenue share, that type of thing. And I remember I got to the point where I was tired of being sold to all the time. I used to get on my nerves, and I told Alicia, I said, "Here they go. They're gonna drop us off somewhere else and try to get us to buy something else." And I told the guy on the bus, I said, "I don't want to get off the bus at the next stop because I know what you're doing. You're just taking us shopping again, and I don't want to go shopping anymore. Whatever." And you know what he told me? He said, "Well, in your contract." It wasn't a guy. It was a woman and a guy. And the lady politely, and her polite Chinese people are so polite. She says, "Well, in your contract, it says that if you don't get off the bus and go into the shop, that we can kick you off the tour." They had it in the contract that you
Crazy.
have to go through the store. So you know me, I'm a rebel, right? So now I'm really mad, right? But I feel like you're trying to run game on me. I get like this, right? So I walked in and I said, okay, I'm gonna go in, but I'm not gonna look at no products. I'm not because they were so good. They would see when they would see my eyes. If I just did like this and looked at something, they were like in the NFL, the best defensive backs follow the eyes of the quarterback. They see where the quarterback's about to throw so they can get an interception. That's they do. They should have been defensive backs in the NFL because I would just be walking head straight and I would look in at something like this and they would instantly be like, "Oh, you like this? Here, let me put it on your wrist." No, stop it. But they were so all these things you learn, there wasn't stuff you learn in business school. Imagine if every HBCU in America said, we're going to train young black kids to be the best entrepreneurs on the planet, the most assertive salespeople on the planet, the most capable business owners on the planet. If we did that, if we just made that one commitment as a community, instead of saying we're going to be the best servants of white people ever known to man, we're going to run their businesses so well, we're going to make them really impressed with us, right? Get out of that mindset and go into a mindset that says we about to go out here and own some stuff, create some stuff. We're going to learn the best practices in every area, whether it's technology or business ownership or how to sell a product. Black wealth would literally go up by $10 trillion within one generation. The power is not in the job. The power is not in the income even. The power is in the ownership. When you own things and you can sell things, then you will have things. So Mike, I'm gonna let you get the last word. I know I said more than a few words. So tell us more, or send us off with something interesting in terms of AI Empire Society and what your thoughts are, I guess, going forward. It's a new year, so it's new opportunities. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you that are on right now, right, I have not taken this replay down just yet. So we've put the link in the chat. If you go to AIEmpireSociety.com/replay, you will see the last two sessions where we actually where I'm explaining how this new app got coded. And just so you know, yes, we did, an AI music video app. However, you can use this technology and this platform to create basically almost anything that you can dream of. And so I
Mm,
break it all down for you. I break down how easy it is to do. I break down the opportunity. And any event that you need to do any like market research before you actually put your hands to the plow to get it done, I highly recommend that you use Manus AI to get that market research done, because it's going to scour the internet for you, right? It's going to find out who the possible competitors are, any ideas that you need, any gaps that are in the market. It's going to research what the opportunities are for you. And so we're talking about a couple of minutes so that you have better insight and better ideas for what you're like wanting to put out. So this is not this is like really the time of like making what was previously impossible possible. So I just want to encourage you to get on it and take that chance.
all right. So that's AIEmpireSociety.com. And also Chanel, who is also in the chat, she is sharing the way you can join the options class. It starts on January 8th. So Chanel, you can feel free to put that link in there again if you'd like to join us January 8th. And there was one more thing I wanted to mention.